everybody.
Hello, Mandy. How are you?
I'm broken.
You're broken. Well, you know,
I'm so broken.
I gotta agree, because when you go home,
You don't have to agree.
You know, I got the type of phone call that I usually get from, you get from a parent. I fall and I can't get up. I actually got that call from Mandy. So I get this panic call. It's like, Mark, you need to come home right away. And I'm like, okay, what happened? She's like, just come home, just come home. I rush home. I find her on the floor in the basement. She's like, I can't move.
Thank God.
I'm like,
thank God I closed the baby gate.
I thought this was
just
like,
playing.
40 years down the line where, you'd be like a little more rickety. You just fell apart right at the first
You know what
4 years of marriage and you fell apart.
You know what I did? I pivoted on my right heel and I threw my hip and my back out.
That sounds like something an old person would do. It really does.
You hear
do
people...
I need to put a toilet by the bed too, or, start changing your diaper? Because I'm not.
Please
I'm not into that.
You barely change our baby's diaper.
I do sometimes when you're not around. When I have no one else that will change the diaper, I'll change the diaper.
I tell you, it's one of those things that until you've had a bad back, you can't sympathize with those who do have a bad back. Once you do, though, man, you're like in your own.
Bad back, you can't go back.
Yeah, it was weird. It was the stupidest little, I just turned.
But it wasn't your back. It was like your hip.
Yeah, it was like my whole hip muscle.
Old person. Back is like,
But it pulled my back out.
That's a whole other thing.
Thank God for my chiropractor.
So it's back and hip?
Yeah, both. Well, it was the muscle.
You just wrote the whole.
I did. My chiropractor says the muscle that started my low back and wrapped around to the front of my hip. I spasmed that whole thing. Oh, she was fantastic. She got me in that afternoon and.
Well, she had to.
Poor lady.
So
I was crying.
She probably was expecting an 80-year-old, and then she just saw you. She's like, oh.
As I was laying on her,
when you call a chiropractor, you're like, I broke my hip or I hurt my hip. Usually, that's a certain age group, Mandy.
I know.
I think that you're not at that age group yet.
But I felt like an idiot. I'm laying on her adjustment table, and she's feeling my low back. I'm like, please stop it. She's like, I'm okay. I'm like,
Mandy
just
cries
adjust.
when she gets a massage.
It wasn't a massage. This was an adjustment.
Laughing, crying. It's the creepiest thing in the world. Like, ah!
I hold my emotions in my muscles. People do that,
Do they?
They do. Just because I cry at everything doesn't mean you have to make fun of me.
Cry at the touch of a muscle. That's what you do. You cry at the touch of a muscle.
Just because you haven't fallen apart yet doesn't mean you won't. You're just going to go all at once.
We talked about this a couple months ago, how I threw out my back while putting on my pants.
Oh, yeah, that's
Do you remember that? I totally did. But the hip thing, that's what's throwing me off. You can throw out your back, but what about the hip? That's just, to me, hip is old person, back is regular.
It felt like it was just pulling out. It was bad. I couldn't put weight on my foot, nothing.
And then Ella wanted you to pick her up.
Of course, as soon as you can have this kid does not like to snuggle. She is not a cuddler at all.
Well, she saw you were on the ground. She's like, okay, snuggle time.
The second I can't put weight on my legs, she wants to be carried everywhere. No, it's not happening.
Yeah,
Mommy's taking a hot bath and going to the chiropractor.
You and her up the stairs. That would be a challenge.
You're lucky I could walk a little bit. Can you imagine having to call the ambulance and coming down to the base?
I felt it was really rude for me to tell my wife, get up and walk, but I had to. Because I had to pick up Ella. So it became between you and Ella.
You were great though. You came and helped me stretch and you got me up off the floor.
Yeah, you were in some odd positions there when I was stretching you. It was interesting.
You did good, honey.
Your feet were touching your head. The same.
I'm not that flexible, but still.
Kind of like that.
You did good. You acted like a pro.
I tried. I was not certified. I didn't have malpractice insurance. If you would have died in the basement, I probably would have had to move.
Leave me there, I know.
I probably would have just got in the car.
So Mark contemplates what he would do with my end of life when that happens. We're going to check in with Evelyn Eschen. She's going to tell you some amazing design wisdom that she has.
Thanks for watching The Marc and Mandy Show. Like our video by clicking below and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also connect with us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.